Yeah, so I've got a few questions about what's been going on in your country about
Yes, the terrible events of tonight. Yes.
Yes.
Well, what can I say? Some terrible comments were leaked about supposedly Kim Jong-un's hairstyle, and apparently this had gotten the DPR case leader so angry that he decided to throw an atomic bomb into our country, devastating half of the country and killing over 40 million people. We do not think that a person is insane enough to throw a nuclear weapon just because of a remark about a hairstyle. We are sure there might be interests behind this, but we are working to stop any possible retaliation. If we engage in a World War III, as is the possibility right now, we have United States troops in South Korea and we have Chinese and Russian troops in North Korea. So we are really at the very starting point of World War III. But the Security Council is working to really avoid this issue. We do not want a World War III, and the Republic of Chad does not wish more deaths that could be actually saved.
And what were the consequences of these events on your agenda?
Well, for example, we didn't have any means to antagonize with Chinese or Russian nations that are friends with the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. But what happened is that we found out that the technology, the nuclear technology that North Korea used, had been given by Russia and China. So they are supporting North Korea in this matter. They disagree with the fact of how they used it, but they say this is our ally, we must defend the people of North Korea. And right now Kim Jong-un has been killed by the President of the United States, by the forces of the United States. So yeah, Barack Obama didn't shoot him. But yes, we're terribly concerned with what has happened tonight. Half our country is gone, and we're in the middle of World War III right now.
So, what's your opinion about nuclear weapons?
Well, I think that nuclear weapons had their use when, before today, they had only been used twice, and it was with a chance of stopping what could have been a huge invasion of Japan, which was the only way to finish World War II. And everybody started developing their nuclear weapons. So the point was, if you have a nuclear weapon, I have it too. And if we both have it, we won't attack each other. So that's why they decided to attack a nation that doesn't have it, which is Chad. We're an African nation with no possibility of having nuclear warfare. So we couldn't enter this game. But right now, the delegate of the United Kingdom has granted us with nuclear weapons so we can defend ourselves in the outcomes of, in the possibility of similar outcomes that bring nuclear attacks to the country.
And do you think that nuclear weapons should be eradicated?
I think they should be controlled.
Controlled.
On the long term, yes, they should be eradicated, because right now you can see the mess we're getting into because of them. But I think the first step to do is control them, and then we can move on to eradication. But there are many countries who feel they're secure just because of their nuclear weapons. And if we don't make sure they feel safe with other means, the nuclear weapons will still be useful. So we gotta protect them first, we gotta regulate them, and then we gotta move on to eliminate them.
And are you working on a paper to?
Yes, recently we passed a draft resolution that discusses the recent events. Tomorrow we are presenting amendments that will deal on how the World War III can be avoided and the ways to deploy military tactics that make sure no civilians are killed. So we have been working on protecting the most, let's say, the population in risk, which is North Korean people and South Korean people, and we'll try to make sure that the number of casualties are reduced to a bare minimum. That's what I try to do with the paper we're working on, with Australia, with United Kingdom and France, and Argentina and Nigeria.
And do you think that there's any chance that this paper passes with Russia or even China being in the?
What we'll try to do is make a statement, say we believe in this. And then when we move on, we will say, all right, we must work together so we avoid war. And if we cannot avoid war, we must avoid the largest number of deaths. We must make sure the least people are killed in this war. So we must work together to avoid that. We might have differences in perspective, but we all want to make sure less people are killed in this unfortunate war.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
This was James Dennett for CNN.